Hey, happy Thursday. Liz here. Uh, wanted to talk about something that's come up since last week and um, travel. I have a good friend who posted something with his lovely partner about vacationing, and he read an article about how traveling does so much for the person, and it's receive so many more benefits versus purchasing something. He used examples of we get so excited when we want to purchase a car or a new phone, and then there's this excitement for a little bit, and then a couple months later, and you're thankful you have your car or your phone, but there's not so much heartfelt emotions with it. And so I definitely am a proponent of traveling, and I definitely recommend all my loved ones, clients, and beings around me to take some time off and to travel. I have a lot of people who come to me asking me for assistance in helping them find their life purpose. And I ask people, well, what would you like to do if money wasn't an issue and you had the time to do whatever? And people have a really hard time figuring out what that is. And I feel it's a lot because most people in the old world worked an 8 to 5 job. It was really more like an 8 to 8 job, and are super exhausted in traffic 2 to 3 hours a day, and have lost passion for life. And they have this house that they are working all day long to pay for, but never have any time to really enjoy it. So I'm currently in front of my partner's a nice house in Washington, enjoying our lovely front yard and all these amazing California poppies. In And really enjoying my time and my days here. And so I feel with people caught up in working 12-hour days, and or even an 8 to 5, but an 8 to 5 that you are not passionate about, an 8 to 5 that you don't like to do, you have no idea what your purpose is going to be, because you're so energetically drained from spending so much of your time being around other people who aren't enjoying what they're doing either. And so when people come to me and ask me what their life purpose, I kind of smile, and it's like, oh, well, you got to start spending some time with yourself so you can figure that out. And years ago, we're in 2019 at the moment. I want to say maybe a memory just showed up. I was in Costa Rica in 2011, so probably in 2009. I graduated in about 2007. I went to the Dominican Republic. And other than my home country, Mexico, was my first international travel, and it really changed my world. I went with the volunteer group, and after that, I knew that travel had to be part of my life. And since then, since about 2007, something like that, I take vacation, and at minimum 14 days, 2 weeks. And some people say, no way, there's no way I can do that. I say, there's 52 weeks in a year. That's crazy. How can you not take 2 weeks to love on yourself and recharge? And I worked for corporate America in gyms. I was a fitness manager and a general manager. And when I was interviewed, or when I was interviewing the corporate world about these positions, I told them that I'd be willing to take on the position, the stress, the quotas, all that stuff, as long as they knew that part of my requirements were a minimum of 2 week travel, maybe close to 4 weeks, and that my requirement, my goal with them was that I will put in the hours that I need to, but when I need vacation or I want vacation, I get to take it, even if it's during Christmas season or times of the year that in the gym is not allowed to take off. That if I was hitting my quotas and goals, that I needed to make sure I got vacation. And it wasn't just because I needed vacation. It was because I worked in a stressful job, and I was working 10-hour days. And my thing to them was like, if you want me to hit goals and hit my quotas, I need to be a happy person, and I need to be charged and fully excited to be here. And so you guys are lucky that I'm telling you I'm willing to give you 50 of my weeks of my year to make your dream come true, to help my dream come true. And so I wanted to share that everybody should take some time off, and not that necessarily you need to go out of the country, that you need to travel far, but even just retreating, going camping, going, staying home for a longer time than just the weekend, because everybody loves the weekend because they hate Monday through Friday, and then they just want to binge on the couch. Um, I don't think people can binge for too many days. I don't know. I'm not a couch person. But even if you just took some time off and gave yourself some time to reflect and be like, well, what could I do? What do I want to do? Do I want to go paint? Do I want to go sew? Do I want to go hike? Do I want to go cook food? What is it? But if we're always just caught up in this, I gotta go to work, I gotta be in traffic, oh gosh, I'm here till what time? Oh, I can't wait till time is over. And then you go home, you're exhausted, you don't want to spend time with your family, whoever that may be, your partner, your spouse, your children, because you're exhausted of doing something that you absolutely don't love doing. I'm a big proponent of, if you don't love what you're doing, find something that you do. Even if you're 40 years old, even if you're 50 years old, you have a lot of life in you. I'm 34, and I'm just going back to school for another 3 years. So I'll be starting my next career by the age of 40, and I'm totally excited and happy with that. For the last 20 years, I've been working with people, and it's still somewhat the same field of health and wellness and vitality and life purpose. And so now I'm on my continuing that path, and on my way to become a midwife, and reminding women to know their truth and their power and their strength. So that's exciting. And some people might have been like, what? You're changing careers? Like, why don't you do something? It's like, wait, I've had to leave corporate America for a few years, lots of years, to figure out exactly where I needed to be and to listen to my heart's calling. And again, if you're just doing something and working on someone else's dream, it's really hard to figure out what it is or remember what it is that you wanted to be. And so, yeah, I'm definitely a fan for it. Another thing that when your vacation, again, it doesn't have to be far. Last year around this time, me and my soul sister went on a magical trip to Yosemite, and we had some amazing hikes. And I almost died on Half Dome because it wasn't recommended to hike because you couldn't even see the rock because it was all wet and foggy. And of course I did, and I was very thankful for some people who were below me who didn't decide not to go up because it was crazy. But they're like, what, there's somebody up there? Anyhow, a different story. Very thankful for them and letting me use their harness. Vacationing. Vacationing is awesome. You get so many rewards from it. And I share with people, sometimes, yeah, you might take 20 weeks to save up for your dream vacation or whatever that may be. Or maybe not, like, because if you go to Yosemite, it won't take 20 weeks. If you're going to Costa Rica, maybe it will take 20 weeks. But the memories that are created are endless, and the emotions that they bring. I can think of all the trips I've been on, and I can start thinking of things that I did on them, with people I was with, and the emotions that come up are just incredible. And they still bring me those emotions and those heartfelt vibrations of living life to the fullest, and more so than any car or the couple thousands that I may have spent. But I have learned to become a better traveler, and I don't spend a ton of money. So it's also something that I've learned in traveling. You don't need to spend a lot to live lavishly. And so that's another conversation. But yeah, also with like your children love going on trips. And even if it's a different town, they think it's a trip. Just staying in a different bed and a different house for them, something different. It breaks them out of their program, of their pattern of Monday through Friday. This is what I do. Saturday I watch cartoons. And just giving our brains, our beings, the opportunity to not live in a box, whatever that may be. To really explore and enjoy life. It's something really precious that I like to role model myself for my niece and my the people around me. I don't really like to preach too much. I just really like to live and live by example. And for her 15th birthday, we are going to Belize extended family. I'm super excited for that. She preferred that. We asked her if she wanted to do that or a traditional 15th birthday celebration, and so she decided a week of memories, and for probably way less than what the quinceañera would have been anyhow. And that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna go with my sister, my niece, my father, and some beautiful soul family. And the memories that we're going to be creating there, they bring me so much emotion already just thinking about it, going to these beautiful ancient sites and connecting with that part. And so again, traveling, it does so much for the soul. I also told my employers when I used to work for people that this helps them, as in my illness will go down because I'll be fully recharged. It helps me be more refreshed. So when people take time off, whether it be 3 days or 4 days here or a full week there, it allows your body to get recharged. So when you go back to work, you are game on. You are there fully present and with the purpose and ready to go, not exhausted and dreading it, but you came back from a good time and now you're ready to save up for another good time. And so you have a lot more energy and more oomph behind it all. And so life should all be about oomph. If you're doing stuff with no oomph, change what you're doing. And if people have a problem with that, change the people that are around you. Sometimes it's easier than others, I get it, but yeah, living life and finding purpose, and a lot of times we need to just spend time with ourselves, sometimes at home, sometimes I love underneath the trees, being barefoot like I am at the moment, just connecting with Earth Mother, but connecting with ourselves. And most or other countries definitely have more than 2 weeks off. Here in the USA, they kind of like tell us we're lucky for giving us 2 weeks off, but I'm a big proponent on enjoying life. You are here to live, not here to pay bills. We pay bills for sure, so do I. But that's not what the life intention is to be in. So I just hope it can inspire somebody to know that it's okay to take time off. Sometimes people feel guilty to take time off. I travel for 2 weeks at a time sometimes, and I don't feel guilty. It's my life. Like, I pay my bills, I'm responsible, and me finding my heart centered and living from that space is more important than making somebody else feel guilty. It's really not making them feel guilty. It's just that they don't feel, they want to cause you shame or guilt because they don't know how to live that way. And so that's okay, and to each their own. And yeah, so summer's coming up. Take some time off. Even if you don't have time off, take time off, request time off, require time off, knowing that your employers kind of work for you. You're doing them a trade, right? You give them a service and they give you an exchange for that, an energy exchange, typically cash or money, for that energy exchange. But you have a right and a life and the pursuit to happiness. So please go and pursue your happiness however your heart feels. It is way more beneficial and joyful and plentiful to travel than to purchase things for your kids. Instead of like buying all this stuff for Christmas, if you have many kids, take them to the snow. Those are so much better memories versus the cool toys that they play with for a week before they scratch up and throw away or leave behind. The memories of going to the snow for the first time, I'll always remember those. Make memories. Memories are incredible, and they don't all cost a lot of money. They can make many memories in your neighborhoods. And yeah, life is about memories, not, what's that saying? Not how long you breathe, but how many moments take your breath away, something like that. But yeah, go find some moments to enjoy that will take your breath away and will always have a special place in your heart. Much love, lady love. Happy Thoughtful Thursday, or whatever day it is for you when you see this. Blessings.